Hey everyone, Irma here, and this is gonna be a really shaky video. I wanted to talk today a little bit about being remote and working remote and how does that feel like. Right now, I do work remote. This is my setup right now. It's just really scary right now, but this is essentially where I, for the most part, usually work here. Sometimes I'll go downstairs and I'll sit on the couch and work from there, or I work at my kitchen table. Sometimes I'll even go to a coffee shop, or actually that's the only other place I really go to. I go to a coffee shop. And so a lot of people, I think, struggle when they start doing remote work is that feeling of like being lonely and just loneliness overall. You don't have your teammates, you miss conversations that happen on the side because you're not in the office, and many other multitude of different reasons. The other day I was watching a video that Ron Segal put up on his channel, and I'll leave a link to it down below, but it's pretty much just talking about how it can be lonely working remote and in just ways that you can kind of help cure that feeling in a way. I will say that usually that feeling of loneliness it's always going to be there. It just becomes a little less every day that you work remotely. At the beginning, it's super weird. I can't just like turn to my neighbor and be like, hey, can you help me out with this task? I have to message them. And my take on this, and just advice that I would give you if you're currently in a remote job and you're just having those feelings of being lonely, you're like, is this the right thing for me to do? Should I work remote? Should I go back to working at an office? I was actually watching a Casey Neistat video today, and an ambulance drove by, and I was like, wow, to live in New York, so loud. And then like every day, like 3 of these pass by here, so I'm just like, it's the same thing. I'm sure New York has more though. But anyways, so my suggestion to you is don't give up if you are working remote and you feel like this is not for you, because you can make it work. It isn't for everybody, but if you really, really try, it just become a lot better and easier to handle. So a few things you can do if you're working remote and you're kind of just feeling that loneliness feeling. One is to catch up with your team over video calls. It doesn't have to be because you want to work on something together or whatever that might be, but you can literally just be like, hey, let's hop on a video call and have a quick chat about like how your week went. So setting up in that way where it's kind of like this one-on-one, just a catch up, sometimes helps, because that way you're not just talking about your job and what you're doing, but you're also talking about personal things and be really close to that coworker. That's a really good way to still get in contact and still have that communication, that touch point, just over video, and not let it be just about work, but have it be about just personal life things that you want to share. Number 2, I'd say change your environment. So it's great to work at home. If your company allows you to work from a co-working space and they pay for it, even better. But that's a really great place to go and just be around people that are also like really focused on what they're doing. You can even meet people there and talk about what you're doing and what they're doing, and that can become kind of a relationship or friendship you can form. Similarly, working at a coffee shop is another place that you can go to. A coffee shop, library, I'm not sure where else you can probably go. I think those are the main 2 ones. Or working from a friend's house, if they also work remote, is a really good way to just have company next to you, even though they're not doing the same thing as you. I think a third one, which might not be achievable for every person, but setting up your company to send you to the office, if your company does have an HQ, is just, hey, I really want to see the team every once in a while, let's say like once a quarter, which is what I do now. And they'll just fly you out, or you'll pay for your own ticket and you go visit the office for like a week or 2 weeks, and just have that environment of that you're working with a team in person. Just way different. Once you start doing that over and over again, it becomes so much easier because you start looking forward to those quarterly office trips, and it makes it a little bit more bearable because you are going to see somebody at some point. And a lot of remote first companies do this as well. They'll have like retreats, maybe like twice a year, where everybody gets together and just hangs out for a whole week, which is really awesome. So I'd say follow those 3 different ways to help you cure that loneliness feeling. If you want to talk about it, I'm free to talk about remote work and all that it is, all that comes with it. Leave a comment down below and I'll go ahead and answer you back. And also check out Ron Segal's video, which I'll leave a link to down below, his take on kind of curing that remote work loneliness that you might be facing.